All right, guys, welcome back to Basement Talk. Before we get into today's episode, I want to give a massive shout out to our sponsor, Salty Water. Guys, this is the best alternative. I don't drink energy drinks anymore. I love the lemon lime flavor.
Guys, I love the fruit punch flavor. We have no sugar, no caffeine, no carbonation. It is the best.
And it's only 10 calories. So if you guys want to go purchase this, go to Amazon. We'll also have a link in the description. Now let's get into the episode. Guys, welcome to Basement Talk. We are not in the basement, but it is just the boys today.
Internal time.
Let's get a clap.
Let's go.
Let's get a clap.
It's the first one in a while.
Let's go.
It's been 8 months since we just did our own episode, so I'm excited to get into whatever we're going to get into today.
Feels good.
Zach will be kind of moderating, but I think we should all just moderate.
Yeah, no, we're good.
We should regulate.
I'll pass off the wheel for the ship. I want to start off with Zill. Fill them in. We haven't had an internal in a while. What's been going on last 6 months?
What is Zill for the new viewers, Kobe? And what do we do on a day-to-day basis?
Shout out to Zill Media. What Zill Media is, it's a full marketing agency, full service agency from A to Z. We actually produce 15 other podcasts as well. We help small businesses. We help big businesses digitally with media, marketing. We build websites, we do ads, we do everything. If you want your brand to grow, we could do that from A to Z. So essentially, what you guys have been watching this past how many years? It's been over 2 years. It's been all produced by Zill Media. You've seen all sorts of different levels of production, but there's a massive media company behind all of this, and I could not be more proud of the entire team. And Kyler, Zach being a talent, every single person that's behind everything has been crazy, and this has been
taken us into some weird rooms.
Biggest 6 months for Zill Media.
Talk about some of the shoots that you guys have done. We can talk about podcasts too, but just recently.
Amazing podcasts. Obviously, you guys have seen them all, and just even meeting Mike Tyson was a crazy experience from Zill Media. And even if we really look at the butterfly effect from that, I'm sure it stems from the podcast somehow, which is actually very interesting.
100%.
It might even, if we really look at us getting into a room like with Mike Tyson and filming him and that whole experience, where did that stem from? Like, where did that start from, actually? I'm curious.
From Mike Tyson?
How did that like really begin?
Yeah, how'd you get in that room?
There's so many layers to how that entire thing happened, but the gist of everything is a lot of people are trying to do this entire marketing angle that we're in, and we're doing a really good job, and the team's doing an insane job of the quality control.
Kicking
and
ass. People
are finding us. So at the end of the day, it stems from certain levels and certain things that we've been doing, but it's who's. What are you doing? What happened?
No, I hear someone in the other room, so I'm just curious.
Kyler's hearing voices in his head.
Hearing voices in my head. No, keep going. I'm sorry.
You love to fuck a podcast up.
He loves fucking shit.
All right, let's stop glazing all this stuff.
No,
let's get into some topics.
Who's been your favorite guest recently? Because we haven't done an internal in a while. Our last internals, we usually talk about like who we were excited to have on, who's been the funniest. I'll go first. I love YBN. That was crazy.
YBN was crazy.
That was cool. Me and Kyler grew up watching him.
You know what? I have to say my favorite guest ever, and this is because of all the stuff that has happened outside of the podcast, is Jimmy Gambles.
Jimmy.
He is an amazing human.
Yeah.
He's actually like, people probably from a outside perspective watching the guy think he's probably a jackass.
No, he's cool.
As he shows on his character, but not like, but you know what I'm saying. But he is like the nicest human, most.
He is
like, he just helps. He helps us a ton.
No, he's cool.
He's putting us in touch with amazing people, creators, and like, for him to do that it's just like, it's amazing.
What about for you, Cobb?
I'd have to say Jimmy as well, but I think Danny Silva.
Danny was a
badass
sleeper.
pod.
If you
That
guys
was a
haven't
sleeper pod.
Yeah.
if they
it was.
haven't seen that episode yet, go to the Danny Silva pod.
And he said by the end of the year he's going to be top 15 in the UFC.
I believe it.
100%.
So he's
on
a
the-
scary prospect.
Be on the lookout for him. Let's get into UFC a little bit. There's some cool fights coming up before the end of 2025. What's the fight you want to see? It could be made up, one that's coming up. What do you guys think? I'm going Jones Aspinall. Everybody wants to see that. It's
That fight to me is not that interesting.
How is that not interesting?
I think people. Oh man, John Jones is just gonna steamroll him.
I don't see that happening.
And it's so unnecessary. Jones is now doing it, in my opinion, for the public, which is sad. He's taking the fight because everyone thinks Aspinall is going to win.
I like that.
But Aspinall is going to get his ass whooped.
That's
have we
Zach's
told
boy.
that story on
We
the
have not
pod
told
before?
that story. And you know what? It's funny how I'm saying that, but we might get the guy on our podcast one day. But
So
that's just my honest
to
opinion.
give some background, what hotel were we at in Vegas?
The Wynn.
This was the night of
We're at
UFC
XS.
300.
Yeah.
We're in the line to go into the club, right? And we're sitting in line. We had a couple of drinks. I'm sitting there and I looked to my left.
Who
We're
are
like,
we with?
Our boys. We were,
No,
all my
we were
friends.
with. Who were
It
we
was
with?
UFC 300.
Oh, okay. I
Kobe's boys,
remember.
Matt
Jack,
and all
Carson,
those.
Yeah,
all those
yeah.
guys.
Joe. Anyways, we're in line and I look over my left shoulder and I see Aspinall walking, looking at his phone, like just by himself. I go, Kobe, I'll be right back. Remember, I jump over the ropes, chase him down. I'm like, yo, Tom, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? Right? He's
I
like,
didn't
"One
know
sec,
where
one
Zach
sec."
was going.
Yeah,
to.
he's on the phone call. I'm like walking with him like down the Wynn. I'm like in my head, I'm like, holy fuck, heavyweight champ. Like it's kind
He's
of
not that
crazy.
tall.
No, he didn't seem that tall to me. Like he
Yeah.
didn't seem as big in person. But anyways, I'm like walking down. He goes, "What's up, bro?" He was like super genuine, super nice. I was like, "Yo, I want to show you my podcast. I'd love to have you on." Like took his phone from him, looked up Basement Talk. He like followed us. He's like, "Yeah, bro, yeah." It was
So if you
crazy.
look, Tom Aspinall follows Basement Talk.
yeah, he is a
still
supporter.
follows.
He's a supporter.
Of
We DM
Basement
him all
Talk.
the time, but we get ducked. It's
But
okay.
I remember telling him this was how long ago was this UFC 300?
A year ago.
A year ago?
Yeah.
A
I told
year
him-
and a month.
So we've been DMing him for a year.
Yeah, but I typed in Basement Talk. He followed him. He was like, "Yo, I'm down to come on." Like super nice and whatever. And the last thing I said to him, I said, "Hey, if anybody's gonna beat John Jones, it's gonna be you." Just thanks, bro. Dap me up.
Now, if we have him on the podcast, should I stand on business and say what I just said?
Yeah, you have to.
I don't think it's
But I don't
him.
agree.
What?
I don't think it's him ducking. I
no.
think someone's logged in. Obviously, he's logged into his own
Yeah,
phone.
maybe
but
somebody's
someone-
managing.
There's
someone
someone
is, someone
managing
is for
his
sure.
account because there's no
I mean,
way.
I told the guy we'd fly out to London too.
Yeah.
I was ready.
No,
Should we
that would have
DM
been
him
sick.
right now just to do it on the show?
Just say we're ready to fly out to London.
All right, let's
DM
go.
him right now.
Yeah,
I'll
DM him
right now.
You guys are seeing live outreach.
Yeah, guys.
Let's
we
see.
need
This is
to
how
get
we do
Aspinall
it.
on the pod. We'll figure this out. And if we get him on, I will say what I just said. But I hope they don't fight between now and then. You know what I mean?
That'd be even cooler if he did. Might be harder to get him on, but
No matter what, I think it'd just be awesome to have Tom.
I think Aspinall,
he's a
though,
nice
he's
guy.
humble to the fact of how good John Jones is.
yeah, he respects
knows.
it. But also, a point that I've seen Aspinall make in the past too in interviews, just watching him, he has said like he doesn't have that much film out on him, and that's John's like secret weapon is he studies film.
Well,
comes up
dude,
with
John's also probably has people. in
Oh,
his
he
camp.
unfollowed us.
He did.
No.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, it's a scratch.
Damn.
We're still
Damn.
Scratch
We're
that.
still in his DMs. I bet.
No, we are.
What?
Oh my. Oh no, I thought.
Thought he
Jesus
responded.
Christ! What happened?
Kobe's like
Are you sure
staring
he
us over
unfollowed
here.
us? Probably did. Fuck.
Yeah, he did.
Fuck. Don't.
He was like, "Yo, that guy that came after me at the Wynn was a bitch." No, I'm joking.
He's gonna fuck me up.
Damn, that sucks.
All right, Zach
well,
versus
that's gone,
Aspinall
guys.
end of
Oh,
2025.
sorry guys. We just like
Now I really stand on
just-
that. John Jones kick his.
No.
we just like gave everyone this hope.
Yeah.
You know
we hyped
what?
it up for no
I
reason.
thinking about a dream guest. I actually would want John Jones. That would be really
John
cool.
Jones? Okay.
I would love to hear his like how his mind works.
I want to ask, like, realistic. Who do you think your dream realistic guest would be for the end of 2025 to get on BT?
Oh wow, man. Yeah, but that's a hard question because weird stuff just pops up.
Yeah, but
I have.
I'm
some
saying
in mind.
like in the past we said like Dr. Dre, David Goggins, Dana White, maybe somebody like a step down.
Maybe
that
pretty realistic.
would be
yeah.
super cool to have on.
I want another artist on
Yeah, rapper.
rapper.
That would be cool.
You know who I think is like a realistic one that could happen is definitely someone in the UFC, but of the caliber of like a Dustin Poirier or
Holloway, something like
Holloway or like
Gaethje.
one of these 155ers that are, you know, who's realistic though that I can see is like a Tony Ferguson.
Yeah,
That's not.
that would be
that's not
interesting. Do you
hard.
remember we saw Tony
Well,
Ferguson?
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Kyler, do you remember we saw Tony Ferguson?
we did.
We were sitting, me and Kyler. I
Oh,
don't know
we
if it was an
did.
LFA fight or
Remember Nate Diaz?
that I dabbed up Nate Diaz. He was spitting
Yeah,
on the
Zach
floor.
dabbed him up.
You guys saw him at the Up Next fight.
Yeah, it was an up next
Yeah.
fight. Me and Kyler are sitting down. Kyler's watching the fight.
That was crazy.
And I go, Kyler, look next to you. And literally standing right next to him, Tony Ferguson's like where I am to Kyler. Kyler just, oh, fuck.
he
it's
trained with Richie.
Tony Ferguson. Yeah.
But I think that would be a really cool
Tony
podcast.
Ferguson would be pretty cool. I think I'm on the artist wave. I think like an upcoming
yeah.
rapper. Hurricane Wisdom would be sick. He's on the come up.
You know
What about-
who-
You guys
what
know
know
happened
what?
to
him?
Skinny from the Nine?
Skinny from the
You
Nine.
know
wanna
what?
come
Who
on?
I think we're gonna get on? I'm just gonna manifest it now. Lil Uzi Vert.
Wow. Uzi would be nuts.
We'll get on Lil Uzi.
Eternal at Take 4 on BT.
Yeah, we are gonna get Uzi.
Uzi, dude.
Uzi Zill
Uzi.
Media collab.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's happening.
Yeah.
But we
I
could
don't
try
know,
to
I don't know.
squeeze
Get
a
ready.
pod
Figure it
out.
out.
Not
Figure
too
it
much
out.
info, but get ready.
Yeah.
That's going to be coming up. What do you? Well, what's your guest?
By the
Rapper?
end of the year, I want to get some sort of rapper like OGZ or something.
Yeah.
I think we could get that.
Lefty gunplay.
That's doable.
That's doable. These are realistic.
These are
Everything's
realistic.
realistic. We never know.
Phoenix.
We've had a bunch of people on that I'm sure
03
we didn't think
Greedo.
we were going to get on. 03 Greedo would be sick.
Something,
Shout out West Coast
something
rappers.
like
We
that
wanna
would
get 'em
be
on.
sick.
What do you? I know
Big X the plug. We'd have to get a bigger couch.
largest
Fuck.
I don't know,
Mexican OT.
dude.
Kobe's like Armenian OT.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
yeah.
Whatever you think it means.
Oh.
I know.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about our aspirations for the podcast before the end of the year too. I know 100 episodes is something that we want to hit. Kind of talk about. We're getting back in the momentum.
Kyler, what
Swing
do you
of
think
things.
is the plan?
The
Yeah,
I
plan, we're
think
gonna
we-
post
Let the
every
viewers know.
single week.
Maybe twice a week.
Maybe
With
twice
these
a week.
internals.
I would love to hear feedback from you guys on if you like this sort of style of just us talking about certain things. I think it's been a while since we have done something like this. We're talking about a lot of like broad stuff, but we can definitely get more into detail on certain topics if you guys commented down below. I personally would love to do this because I feel like we turn into more interviewers where this originally did start out as us just in a basement, right?
Yeah.
But it turned into guests, which is strategically done so that we can get more eyeballs on this thing. But I'd love to do this more so people can learn more about us and what we're doing. And I think even with guests, treating it like that would be fun.
Yeah.
And I want to say too, like I'm not saying I want to fully like apologize, but like we've been slacking a little bit
No, we
on our
have
Mondays.
major.
So you guys that are watching, I know you guys have. There's some of you guys watching, a lot of you guys that watch us every single Monday because we see the numbers, we see the views. So I really apologize, and I think it goes back to what we talked about in the beginning. There's a massive media marketing agency that's behind this,
Yeah.
that we're in charge and we're running and we're moving and we're constantly traveling. We're kind of doing what we're doing for ourselves, for other brands. So it's kind of hard to put ourselves.
You know what?
First.
You know what I'll talk about? This is interesting
Yeah.
because I have my perspective on this that I'll share. If you guys won the lottery right now, you had $100 million. Yes, you'd enjoy life. Yes, you'd go travel. Yes, you'd do this and that. But as someone who wants to continue working or building something, what would you guys do?
What does that have to do with what I was
It
just
has
saying?
a lot to do. I'll tell you why.
What do you mean?
I don't understand.
Like,
question
what would
again.
you do if you won the lottery? Would you like? For me, I'm going to continue to work. I'm going to work on something.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
what would you work
What
on?
would you work on?
Oh, yeah. You asked me this question a couple weeks ago. I'd invest into the podcast. I'd continue doing this.
Yeah.
Try and take it to a bigger scale. There's a lot of podcasts that are the same as us.
100
But,
mil?
yeah, there's a lot of podcasts that are the same
Dude.
as us, but they have like a crazy budget.
No, but I
behind
think
them.
my
Yeah, you know
purpose
what I
with
mean?
saying that is if you win that sort of money, yes, you're going to go enjoy life. You're going to do your thing. But like, I think as a person, I'm like for myself, I'd still want to continue building something. And the only thing I could think of is this.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
like we need to step on the gas harder because
100%.
I think there's something cool here we have. We
100%.
haven't seen it yet too. I don't think we've seen it yet. The power of it.
No, it's coming though. We've seen it in little spurts, but I think that if we stay on task and we keep the momentum going up, by the end of the year, we're going to get somewhere that we weren't at the beginning of this year. You know what I mean?
Even if there's like one viewer that we don't know who actually watches this,
Yeah.
that fucks with us, that's pretty cool.
That's 100%
And we
cool.
saw
And
it
thanks
last
to
week.
thanks to everybody.
I don't know, whoever
you guys
that
can
is,
talk
that's
about
cool.
this a little bit more, but like we have some surprise people that like we don't know in real life that are walking up to you talking about the podcast.
Pretty sick.
I think
stuff
there's
like
people
that.
too who are around us that don't even say anything as well, which is
But
interesting.
they're absorbing the content
Yeah,
and watching from afar. 100%. But comment down below. We love to.
because I do
Please
that all the
comment.
time.
Yeah, we love to see what you guys
Please
have
comment.
to say.
Maybe you comment enough, we'll get you on the pod.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Maybe 2025. Let's get Basement Talk's biggest fan on the podcast.
Yeah, that would be
See
sick.
what they have to say.
Someone we don't know.
Yeah, some critiques, some stuff like that. But we were talking about how we kind of lost momentum and stuff like that. You guys have been busy running a business, both of you. What is the biggest lesson? This is a question for you two. Running a business, being a boss, kind of getting into that role. I know, Kyler, you've been doing it for a little bit longer. What's the biggest lesson? Managing people, running things.
Well,
stuff
there's
like that.
so many. Let's like pick a route here. Like
Being
in
a
what
boss.
aspect? Being a boss.
Yeah, what's the biggest lesson you've learned?
I don't know. Do you want to go first?
I think for me the biggest thing is like what do you do in like little lulls? I think Zill Media and what we've been doing and like the content that you guys are consuming for Basement Talk, I think it's so exciting every single week in, week out. I'm talking for the company, for Zill, but it's the weeks that like there aren't crazy things going on. Like how do we stay focused and stay positive and kind of pivot and move and try to keep creating viral stuff.
Yeah.
As far as businesses go, connecting brands with influencers, celebrities, things like that. But it's what I'm learning is like being a quote unquote, being a boss. What I'm learning is like, how do you keep the troops and the people around me motivated when there isn't every week us doing stuff with Mike Tyson
Yeah.
or like YBN
Do you think for
or
you,
the Nelk Boys or stuff?
like your role specifically at Zill, do you think that that's the most exciting stuff for you is coming up with those pivots and like what your next step is?
I think it's the best part. Like Kyler said in the beginning too, we never know what phone call we're gonna get.
Yeah.
I could wake up, hey Kobe, you guys got to come down here. We're doing this campaign. We're doing this. We're doing that. I think most of our weeks, I can never tell you like what a week looks like at Zill. I can never tell you, and you can ask anyone that works here. Nobody will be able to tell you what they'll do from a Monday to Sunday.
100%.
Because yes, we have a meeting every Monday, but by the Sunday, you never know who we're with.
Yeah.
We could be in a whole other country.
100%.
That's just the way Zill Media is built.
What's the biggest lesson for you, Kyler, managing all of that?
So just staying positive in the lulls. Not every week is a Mike Tyson and something big, but staying positive, staying consistent when there's no craziness going on.
You got to make it crazy.
Exactly.
Dude, this is one of the hardest questions I think anyone's ever asked me.
Wow.
I'm being genuinely honest. Because there's so many different things I can talk about. But what I can say is that I'll speak on this. Like, I think a lot of people think they're a boss.
Yeah.
But you cannot call yourself that unless you're actually managing people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you're an artist, they call themselves bosses. They're still, at the end of the day, their own selves.
They're not running a team.
They're not running a team. To run a team and manage people has been one of the hardest lessons ever. You know what's interesting about this is like, this is one of the biggest lessons.
Yeah.
I don't like to have an ego with anything. I want to be humble. I really do. But you can't be humble. Because if you be humble in front of these people and you don't have that ego, you will get stepped on by your own people.
So it's a balance of not having an ego and
it's almost not a balance. You have to have a bit of an ego. You have to remind them who the fuck started it, who you are, what you know. Because if you don't, then they want that authority. They think they know what they're talking about.
You have to keep the respect.
You have to keep the respect, because I've seen myself lose that by being too humble.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest lesson. And that's just because I worked by myself for years.
Yeah.
And I never knew how to deal with people or a team or, but that was my thing. And I hate it. I don't like bragging or doing things, but you have to. That can apply to anything.
Yeah.
What service does Zill Media provide that's your favorite?
Ooh. It's a great question.
And then you can name a couple of services we provide. But what's your favorite to like work on?
Free massages? No, I'm just kidding.
Favorite to work on?
Or like, what do you think is like the most exciting, or what do you think?
What do you think?
I love the podcast side.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people know that we have 15 other shows.
You get to help a lot of people.
I think the podcast we have down pretty crazy. You know what I don't like though is when people don't listen to us, because people start a show with us and then they'll want to pivot and do like something completely different because they're not getting results.
You got to stay on
We
track.
didn't get results the first 10 episodes. What did we get? 2 viewers?
Well, what's the one thing you always say about, especially like YouTube?
Dude, it's all consistency and time.
And you say podcasts are the hardest thing to grow.
Podcasts is, dude, oh my gosh. We have almost 5,000 subscribers. If we were just doing pranks or custom content where we're just like going out,
Be instant.
I think we could have 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
With our knowledge. A podcast is the hardest thing to do, but it's the only thing we could do right now. I really think that.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite service?
I don't know.
He doesn't want to break any hearts out there.
I think our business is very simple, like where I think the short form content is pretty, I like it a lot. I feel like as a company, a lot of the guys want to do more cinematic movie style things, but they don't realize it's the media is not going in that direction. Everything's getting shorter and shorter. Even for artists and music videos, they want short form content.
Yeah.
So that is the most entertaining thing, because you can see a video you make that's 30 seconds long get millions of views.
It's an instant.
And it happens every week for us.
Yeah. And
So
that's
that's
probably
like-
cool for your clients too, to
But that's a kind of
see the capability of
that's a
short
weird
form
question.
content in real time.
That's a really weird question. I don't know.
Hey guys, yes, I'm on a private jet, and none of this would be possible without our sponsor Zill Media. If you need any social media or any content done, or even start a podcast like ours, they are the best in the business. Go to zillmedia.com and mention Basement Talk for a discount on their services. Now let's get back to the episode.
Let's get off this fake jet. Go get back to the episode.
What would you say for someone watching our pod right now? They want to start a podcast. What advice would you give them
What advice would I give someone starting a podcast?
right now?
You run 15, 16 shows. I'm sure you have to tell us to
Or you
clients all
too,
the time.
Zach.
Yeah.
You've been doing it now.
Stay consistent. Believe in yourself and your voice.
Believe in your voice. That's good.
Yeah, you like that?
That was actually really good.
Okay. You want to hear something?
Can't hide behind your voice.
Two
right?
things. Consistency is everything
Video too.
with anything. But me and Kobe won't take on a show unless you could get a guest anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you can't get guests, or we don't want to touch your show,
Yep.
which I think is very real now.
Yeah, and would you say that that's probably the hardest part
That's the
about
hardest.
doing
Yes.
a podcast? Because we've seen
Getting
it.
someone to sit down with you and talk for an hour has credibility is the hardest thing.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
and people don't understand that, because we have the engine. If you're a show that wants to come on, you have to have the fuel.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you think like it helps being like a female doing a podcast?
I
Like,
think
have you
any
seen that?
sort of content helps when you're good looking.
Male?
That's why we're fucked.
Yeah, we're fucked with
We
Zach.
have Zach.
Yeah.
That
You
that
like
camera
it.
angle
You
is
like it.
fucked.
Yeah, yeah, Zach.
They love this side of the couch.
Dude,
They love it.
we need to get another girl on our show.
Yeah.
We should.
If-
What
hey,
kind of girl?
If you're a girl
A
out
beautiful
there
girl.
and you want to
But
come on the
about what?
podcast,
What?
I have that girl from London.
yeah.
I've been talking to her.
You've been talking to the girl from London?
Me and Kobe just
Look,
a
Kobe,
little
did we ever
podcast
tell
trip.
that story?
She knows me,
Really from
dude. She knows me from
Oh, that girl.
the girl that followed us.
How does
this
she know
week.
you?
She's from Brighton. She's gonna come on the pod.
Really?
She'll be here in 2 months.
Are you serious?
And
How do you know her?
She said
He's
that
saying.
she said that there's a kid named Taylor. I believe it's Taylor Higgins.
Okay.
I don't want to I don't know.
Mess
I
it
don't
up.
even know if
Go
this will
on.
ever get to them. But she said that she's been following along with our pod.
She followed you guys and not me. That's messed up.
Yeah,
She's
'cause
smart.
She knows who asked the right questions.
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And she said that she's like talked. They've talked about me before, like they're friends.
Got it.
But Brighton is like a super coastal little town in the UK.
Okay.
But that's sick. That pod will be so freaking good.
That will be fun.
A girl
I
from the
feel
UK.
like we need a girl on set again.
Girl from
Those
the
do
UK
really well.
who's
Even
beautiful
girls,
and
anything.
smart.
If you guys are watching the video right now, comment down who you want us to have on the pod.
We need
Anybody
more
that would be
I
interesting.
also, here's what I've been really wanting to do. We need to do a dating show for Zach.
or Kyler.
I'll do it.
We
But
bo- we
the
both
thing
need
is
it.
like if we're gonna do a dating show, you got to get the girls.
Yeah.
I can't.
we
I
need
can't.
to do a show though where like
What would you guys
we
want to
have
see?
the dating, we have the girls ready here, and then they just
just
come
sit.
on the set.
Yeah.
And we just interview them why they should
Yeah,
be good
yeah,
for
yeah.
Zach.
Comment down below which one of us three you'd want to see on the dating show. That's what they should do.
I think Zach for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want
You're the funniest.
I don't want him to fall in love.
Zach, you'd be funny.
You're
dude.
in
be
good
good.
hands too. With
We should
me,
do the
like
bal-
asking the
No,
questions.
we got to do the balloon pop one.
We'll just give her balloon here.
Have you guys seen that?
Sound like a switch.
Dude, the balloon pop's good.
We'll just give her
That would be
balloon
good.
here.
Yeah.
Have her do her thing.
That would actually be good. No, comment down below who you want us to have. I have an interesting question for you two. If Zill Media wasn't a media agency, what would you want it to be?
What? Like,
Like if you weren't doing social media marketing, what do you think Zill would be, or what would you want it to be? What would you want to pivot into?
well,
I know.
I can talk about what I do want to do.
Go.
Well, should I kind of talk about what I do want to do?
I mean, I asked the question. You should probably.
I think
answer
it'd be really
Whatever you-
cool.
Whatever the
This is something we're working on, but we're going to get a specific username. I won't say anything else that is very short and sweet that can help us create more of a brand around Zill.
So if it wasn't a media marketing company, what would you want it to be?
Maybe clothing,
Clothing.
Nah.
Clothing brand.
something creative.
That's what he said.
I'm not involved
I'm
in that.
creative. Like maybe
No, I'm just saying.
You're artistic.
I'm artistic.
I mean,
This you never know.
autistic.
This could happen. You never know. This could happen or not. But I think
Go.
a sports agency would be
Sports
awesome.
agent. We know a lot of athletes.
That would
There's
be
cool people
crazy.
around us.
Crazy.
That would
I
be
don't
cool.
know.
It's a cool venture.
Sports
I just
agency
want to
would be
pick your brains
badass.
because I know there's a lot of different, especially in the business that you're in right now. There's a lot of different avenues that you see and get to poke your head into. So, I wanted to know what that was.
What about you?
Actually,
Zach?
you know, it would be something e-commerce. It would have to be, because that's what I did before this whole thing.
Record label, music videos,
Yeah,
lyrical
yeah.
lemonade.
Yeah, but
type
that's
thing.
media still.
No,
water
but
beds.
artists
Yeah.
signed a Zill label.
He's gonna sell water beds.
Yeah, but you need money
Water
for
beds is
that.
crazy.
You need a lot of money for
Yeah,
that.
it's just a spitballing.
Yeah.
just
Zach's
saying what
gonna
would be cool.
invest.
I'm gonna
What do you
invest.
guys think though? I'm actually curious. You guys, let's say we all had no career or anything we're doing right now, and
Yeah.
you wanted to make money online or in general, what would you do? As an individual that is starting your own business, what would you
Meme
do?
coin?
What do you mean?
Like, what would you do if you start a business right now?
Right now, if I
In
start
2025, you're starting a business, what would you do?
I'd probably like buy and flip cars. That's just because I know how to do it.
You're Armenian.
Well, I know how to do that. So like it'd
He's
get me
Armenian.
like off my feet.
That's actually, I'm glad you say that.
It'd get me off my feet fast.
Yeah.
Because I know what to do. But I don't know. It's not what I want to do,
Yeah.
but I know how to sell cars. That's why I'm never afraid. I could
idea.
always do it.
I think you got to look at your skills.
Yeah.
Oh, Zach's fucked.
Zach, you could, no. You know what Zach can do? I
What?
genuinely
Make a
believe
smoothie.
be a ghostwriter for like Drake.
Ghost, right? Yeah, that would be easy. Something in music. Independent artists. There's a lot of independent artists out there
I think you can manage artists.
that you could service that.
Actually,
Mike
fuck.
Will made it.
No, you could service this
Zach
type
will
of
Probably
people.
if you wake up at 12, you're not going to manage
Zach
shit.
will
What is
do
this
it.
waking up at 12? These guys
Zach will do it.
these guys don't call me. They think
12 a.m.
I text them. Yeah, 12 a.m. I'm a
Zach,
Saratoga water
Zach,
ice.
why don't you address the viewers of what your position is at Zill?
I'm creative director.
You know what?
Everyone
people,
asks that.
People actually ask me.
Everybody asks.
Everyone says, "What does Zach do for the company?" Everyone asks us.
Everybody who I haven't seen in like a year or two, everybody comes up to me and goes, "How's Zill?" Ask me about Zill. What am I doing at Zill? I'm not a part of Zill. I'm a part of Basement Talk, which is a part of Zill. I do the podcasting. I help with guests. I help with questions, all that type of shit. I'm not a part of the marketing media side.
Zach treated D'Lo like a Joe Rogan
He's
interview.
a talent, though.
Yeah,
Zach's a talent.
He
is a talent.
I'm a
Zill.
face of Zill.
Yes.
Yes.
He's a
Yeah.
face. He represents us well.
I came up with the name.
Guys, I didn't mention, but there's a fish behind Kobe. I named it Gil. Zach Gilligan is right here. His last name's Gilligan. It's after Zach because he's a beta and the fish is a beta.
Listen, all I gotta say right now is when Zill goes public and multi-million dollars, all this other shit, Zach Gilligan, Z Gill, Zill. I have rights and I'm coming for you.
$1 zillion.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm coming for you.
Take it back.
All right, I take it back.
You might
Okay,
have
perfect.
to watch
I'll
the
send it
fish.
to my lawyer.
Hey.
You might have
No,
to
you
watch the
dropped me.
fish. We're traveling for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Take it
Yeah,
home.
Zach, you might have to watch the fish.
Take him
Traveling.
for a
Okay.
walk.
I don't know what
Take
this.
the fish for a walk.
Put it on a leash.
Dude,
What do I
it's
walk
not
in a
moving.
pool?
What?
It's not moving.
Stop.
Dude, it's not moving.
I haven't fed
Tap
it.
it. Tap it.
Actually, I fed it this morning.
$1 zillion.
Okay, go. What were you going to
It's
say?
not moving.
Health, relationships, wealth.
Okay.
You wanted to talk about this?
I want to
don't
talk
know.
about this. I think this is pretty interesting. I think you're always okay. If you look at your life with a value of 3 things: health, wealth, and relationships. I think those are very important things in life. You're always sacrificing one of them. Really think about it. If you're healthy and wealthy, your relationships won't be good with people.
You can't
because
balance all
to be
3?
healthy, you need to go work out, you need to exercise, you need to eat right. And to be wealthy, you need to be working a shit ton. So to see people and you won't have time.
Who's
Now-
who's the guy that owns Monkey Tilt? You know who I'm talking about?
What?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
He just posted this on his story.
Okay.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
He owns he golfs with Bob and Ryan Garcia. He's like the high stakes guy. He always gambling.
Okay, what about him?
Is it that
He
Zach
said on
guy?
his story that he's like, there's a reason why all the greats were fat when they were starting their businesses. And I really resonated with that. Dana White was big before he met Gary Brecka. Look at
So
look
Kobe-
at the
Okay,
UFC.
wait,
Okay, you know what? You know what? Let's talk about that. So
Kobe,
since
were you-
Kobe's fat,
I'm
that
not
means
fat.
he's
I'm just
wealthy
saying.
and has good relationships. He is sacrificing his health.
Was
right
he-
now.
No.
Was
Yes,
he,
you are.
Was he
Well,
fat
yeah.
before he started making
No.
money?
You need to sacrifice right now.
That's a good question.
You need to either
Dude.
sacrifice right now your wealth or relationships.
I'm gonna say one thing. I was definitely way more broke when I was 25
You know
pounds
what?
less.
No.
That's
No.
facts.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
I like that.
You're out of a
your
relationship,
back.
right? And aren't you getting healthier again?
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to say. It's interesting, right?
It is interesting.
So Zach, what would you say right now? Where are you at with two things that you're focusing on? For me, it's health and wealth.
I could focus on wealth more. I have good relationships. I'm healthy. I've gotten a lot healthier this last year.
You have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
have.
good.
So
Yeah,
health
you
and
have.
relationships.
Yeah.
So now you need to sacrifice maybe.
I don't think that.
Do you?
I can
I don't
keep-
know. I think you could get all 3, but I feel like you're always
balance.
sacrificing one.
Yeah. No, you have a point.
You really are.
You do have a point. It's an interesting topic. Here's a more interesting topic: 100 men versus a gorilla. Who's winning?
Dude, 100 men.
But what if you're one of the first 10 men?
Yeah, but do the men have
Animal.
swords?
No, men.
Just human. How big?
100.
How big are
There's
the
no
humans?
way. I don't know about that.
I see it all over TikTok, everything. Mr.
If
Beast
the
wants to do a
men,
video.
no, listen.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he just tweeted that he
If
wants
the
to
men
do a video.
aren't
But
afraid-
dude, that's like craziness.
Listen, if the men aren't afraid to attack the gorilla, all of them at the same time, then the men will win.
Okay.
If
What do you
one
think?
or two go dead, one or two go dead, they all have to go at the same time.
What do you think, Cobb?
Yeah, he's right.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's going around right now.
yeah.
The
Mr.
first person in battle
Where
is
is
dead.
that going around? Just TikTok.
Everybody's page, 100 men versus a
Keep-
gorilla. They're making memes out of it. Mr. Beast just tweeted about it. It's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up.
The gorilla could rage though and do like some spinning thing and then. But I think though.
Spinning thing. Yeah, I did. I actually saw that. Somebody posted like he's just gonna grab the first guy and swing him at everybody like a sword.
I don't know, dude. That's actually fucked. I think a gorilla probably might win.
Yeah, I don't know,
Dude,
It's an
how
interesting
big's a
question.
gorilla?
I don't think 100 men can take a gorilla.
A gorilla's
Actually,
dangerous.
100 men is a lot of fucking people though.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
a lot
but
of
it's not a
people.
lot.
Just takedowns.
Oh my god.
Zach, you've seen 100 men.
The fuck does that mean? What?
I don't know. It's for you to understand, not anyone else.
I took it offensively.
Yeah, you
Lily
took it.
Phillips has
Yeah,
She's seen more than 100.
she's seen
is that
1,000.
real?
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah. What
Isn't
are you
that
doing?
sad?
What are you doing if you're like 999?
Just embrace it.
And then you fall in love.
You just embrace it. You just embrace
Wait,
it.
so does she like slap the person if they're taking too long, or like what happens?
I don't know.
Is that so? That's real. It's caught on
So
tape or no?
It's a
disgusting.
100% completion
Is
rate.
it on tape?
Dude, that's like the worst.
It is.
Bonnie Blue.
That's
I
real.
don't know.
Bonnie Blue did it.
I don't think it's real, dude.
Yeah,
Pray-
it's real.
No,
say,
it's not.
say a little
It's-
prayer for the
obviously
women,
it's
women
real.
of
They've
the
been
modern age.
they've been talking about it. We're way late.
Aren't
on
you
that.
bleeding
that
at
was
that
like
point, or what?
That was like 2 months ago. Topic.
Yeah. No,
Dude,
we're late.
what?
We're late. Okay. If you guys could have one artist, any genre, write a song about your life, who would it be? Mine's Future.
I thought you were about to say Usher.
That'd be a little too horny.
Ooh, yours is Future, bro.
Kanye maybe.
That's a good question.
That'd be pretty wild.
These are good questions you got to ask our guests too. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's funny. Maybe
Kanye's crazy. Kanye got kicked off Twitch in 7 minutes.
he
Wait,
did.
why did that happen?
Kanye streamed on Twitch for 7 minutes, got banned. Are you
Why?
serious?
Why? Did
Oh,
he
he's
say
probably
something?
wearing the black Ku Klux Klan shit that he's been wearing. He's crazy.
He is crazy, dude.
That's your boy
Well,
too.
You know
I know.
what?
You saw him on
Kanye
the-
fell off right after I met him. I think it's my fault.
I don't want to say Kanye's crazy, but he is a bold guy. He's very bold and outspoken. I don't know.
Poor Kanye.
It's a little too much. It's pretty crazy. But as far as like an artist to write a
Graduation?
song about me,
So
shit.
7 minutes he goes up and gets banned.
Yeah, I don't know what he was talking about.
Oh my!
He's going at
gosh.
everybody. He's going to Jay-Z. He's going crazy. Okay, artist.
man, I'm like,
Lil Nas X.
what? No,
I would think he'd say that for
Yeah.
sure. With the
Bieber.
way he's been walking and stuff.
I feel like Drake could like write some crazy shit.
Drizzy.
Drizzy. He has a song talking
Kendrick.
about like.
You got Kendrick?
Kendrick.
All right.
Okay, I have a hot take on this, but I don't know if it's hot, but I fucking hate Kendrick.
Wow.
I really do. I don't know him obviously, so I can't say that. But like, I think
He speaks for himself.
he fully like
I'm gonna replay
piggybacked
this.
off of Drake.
No,
Like Drake has all the power. I think
you're wrong. It was definitely
Kendrick's like career has completely changed because of Drake. Let's
No.
be honest here.
He solidified himself before this Drake.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Good Kid, Mad City. One of the
Drake
best.
is the shit.
Top 5 rap album of all time. Unarguable.
Could you listen to They Not Like Us in 10 years? Or
Yeah.
will it be disgusting?
Because guess what? We're still listening to Hit 'Em Up. We're still listening to Ether. We're still listening to No Vaseline. And those are diss tracks from the 90s.
no Vaseline.
You had to throw that
What
in.
is that?
Ice Cube's
Is that
diss
like
track
Usher's
against
like
Eazy-E.
song that got 100,000 plays or something?
No, Ice Cube versus Eazy-E. One of the best diss tracks in all of hip-hop history.
He had to throw the no Vaseline in.
Yeah. Kyler Vass is up before the pod. Don't want to tell you where.
What? No, dude.
Cutman Tate.
Oh yeah.
Is he gonna come on?
Yeah, we
I've been
want you
DMing
on.
him, but I don't know.
Come on.
Cut man.
Yeah.
Cutman.
The guy who
That's
asses
a
people up.
crazy
Okay, wait.
pod.
One artist. Kendrick?
I love
One
Kendrick.
artist for what?
To write a song about your life.
Oh,
Ken-
you already
I'd go
picked
with
one.
Kendrick. Yeah,
Yeah, you go with Kendrick.
Kendrick would be good.
God, no, dude. Yeah, Drake's kind of a weird one. Why would I
Bing
pick
bop
Drake?
boom boom boom
Alright.
bop
I don't know.
bam.
I'm just like that.
What? Why? You don't like
I
Drake?
don't know. He's kind of
Horny?
zesty.
Horny.
He's pretty zesty.
Horny.
Uh,
Who calling that shit?
That's
don't-
fire.
Who calling that shit?
That's fire.
nah.
He says nah, and then it plays out, and he's like
He's hard.
dancing.
This is the thing. I don't think Drake got like, he obviously lost, but like it didn't tarnish anything about him. Drake's great, but you have to go after the. Let me
Listen,
think.
all I'm saying is Kendrick got more benefit out of that beef than anyone.
Yeah,
what
'cause
is
he won.
Drake? What does Drake win out of that? By
No-
beefing with Kendrick?
Nothing, but that's also the thing. Drake was great on his own.
Kendrick was not that big until Drake.
Not recently, but in terms of overall, he's one of the greatest of our generation, modern era,
Why?
because of his track record.
Okay, name 5 of
Lyrically-
his songs.
ADHD,
No Vaseline.
no Vaseline. What, you want me to go?
Yeah.
Backseat Freestyle, Money Trees, Now or Never,
Rubbing off.
How
the
old are
paint.
those songs?
10 years.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying, though. He already established himself.
Bro, like
Rich
but
Spirit,
like,
that's 3 years ago.
but like if he did not beef with Drake, dude, the guy's like he's really nothing.
That's arguable.
He's
Debatable.
not Drake's level. He's just not.
Maybe not as of recently.
Drake is a better artist.
What would you do in Kendrick's position?
In Kendrick's position,
Yeah,
I
would
would
you
have rode that shit like he did. Look what he's look.
stay riding?
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. That's
Pause.
yeah.
I would have rode that
Oh,
shit like
fuck.
he did is crazy.
He rode the wave of like beat
I
the
would have
beef.
wrote it like
Yeah,
him.
that's pretty
That's
gay.
crazy.
Whoa.
I didn't mean it
Okay,
like that.
let's switch it up.
Yeah,
after
please
that.
switch it up.
All
Actually,
right. Dream vacation with one person, one location,
Stop,
one
dude.
person.
I
Where
already
would you
answered
go?
this, but I'm not saying it again.
I'll go to Italy with my mom.
Yeah.
Something nice.
Oh man.
Ah, dream vacation.
Or Spain with Anna de Armas.
I don't have a celebrity girl that I'm like, ooh.
Doesn't he
Actu-
celebrity? I said my mom. Who'd you go with?
You know where I really want to go? Sweden
Explain.
by
it.
myself.
Kyler says Miami with Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miami
the
with
watch
Jason.
designer.
Miami with Jason.
That's Kyler's.
Shout out to watch designer.
That's Kyler.
Leave
dude.
Shaggy at home.
Oh,
Dang.
God. You didn't have to do that.
No, I'm kidding. Shaggy needs to
Kobe,
come on
what
the
do you
pod.
think? Say something crazy.
I know, dude. Bali with my ex.
Okay.
Bali?
Bali's horny.
Like Bollywood?
Bali.
No, like.
Would you guys
Thailand.
ever eat Indian street food?
No.
Yeah. I've had it.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have.
Where?
I had it in London.
Indian street
I actually
food.
had it in
That's
Scotland.
not Indian street
They cut
food.
meat with their toenail.
No, they
That's
don't.
crazy.
Have you seen that?
Nah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I lied about my answer there, but I'm not gonna say it.
Mysterious guy.
You're such a pussy.
Yeah.
Are we all single right now or what?
Yeah. This is our first time in a long time. Way up, I feel blessed.
Zach.
Is that Drake?
Zach needs
yeah,
a
it's
girl.
Drake. Exactly.
Straight.
Zach
You're
needs
saying
a
you
girl.
don't
Zach
remember
needs a
one
girl.
bar from Kendrick other than not like us. Say a bar from Kendrick.
Somebody got to do it.
Yeah,
Dang.
that's the same song.
Nah.
Name a bar from Kendrick other than swimming pools.
Money Trees is a perfect place for shade, and that's just how I feel.
Dang.
All right, you're just a Kendrick glazer, bro. Look at you. You're a typical Kendrick fan. Look at you. All right, what do we got, dude?
I don't know. What are some ending
Is that
thoughts
it?
that you guys got?
Oh, what we got for the first.
Okay,
first
Kyler.
internal.
Kyler, what's your favorite and most closable way to slide into a girl's DM?
Dude,
Success
I'm the
rate
wrong
point-
person to ask
0.01.
that
Well, you
because
wanted
I do not
you wanted
close
some.
deals.
You wanted something.
I do not.
Kobe, can we talk about some of your recent DMs? Is there any way? No?
We can't, but
Kobe,
you just gotta make the
Kobe's
girls
like one of
laugh.
those guys that like says something and you're like, I wouldn't have thought of that like in a million years.
I just wouldn't get a reply.
You just have to be funny. It's all like this super dry. I feel like everyone slides in all dry.
Yeah.
Like,
That'd be
hey,
wet.
hey. No, you gotta say, you gotta go in and say, hey, like, you gotta say something funny.
Hey,
I don't
girl.
know. Throw a basketball in there.
Hey, girl,
Like,
what's
shit, I
poppin'?
dropped my ball.
What if I'm serious?
I don't fuck with him, dude.
Hey, you know what you want? You want to do something crazy? I heard this girl say this once. You got to
What?
throw in some voice memos. Just hold it down.
Who
and say,
said that?
Hey,
What
what's
about-
going on?
I think
this girl that was like 50 told me this.
I think T Grizzly.
This 50-year-old told me this.
I think T Grizzly
It's a-
said this.
So you're sliding on 50-year-olds.
No. She didn't tell me. I'm not sliding in on 50-year-olds. I'm just saying a 50-year-old woman told me you got to send voice memos.
Yeah, but
She's like, you
even
gotta,
at our age, like voice memos is a thing.
She's like, you
Should I
gotta
send a
ho-
voice memo right now?
She's like, you gotta hold
All right,
it down.
I'll send a voice
you
memo
gotta
right
hold
now.
it down and say, hey, how are you?
Here, I'll
Like,
send one
my
right
name
now.
is Kyler. I can't wait to meet you. But bullshit. That's what I'm talking about. Are you gonna share the face for the viewers?
I can't.
Well, just show us the account.
Okay, I'll send one right now.
Show us the account.
I'll send it right now.
If I get an
no
alert,
need.
Then I'll
on my
show you.
phone.
He's DMing Zach.
Yeah, that's what he does
No,
all
I'm
the time.
not.
Yeah,
He's
you
gonna
caught him.
pretend
You
like
caught
it's a
him.
girl. and
Okay,
it's
but let's
Zach.
practice. I'll practice on Zach. Like you just
No.
tell me. If
You
you
know, that's crazy.
Pause.
what? Not
Yo,
like that.
dude.
It's like a voice memo.
Send it to.
always
All
writing
right,
on it.
look what this guy just sent me today. Look at this guy.
Read the caption. Read the caption.
Zach, that's
Yo.
wild.
Read the caption.
What's up, baby?
Bro, he's sending
That
this to
won't
me.
work.
No.
That's
Listen,
weird.
I saw this. I don't know if I should read this on the pod.
You want to go out tonight?
That's stupid.
Kyler put this on his Instagram notes like 3 days ago.
What did I?
I
what?
took a screenshot of it. It says, "Just got a haircut. Who on birth control?" Tell me if you guys think that that's okay. I thought it was offsides. I thought it was offsides.
You
know,
put
like
that
the
on your
notes
story?
on the
I did
notes
not
on
say that.
Instagram. Yeah, he like typed that on
You're
the
a
thing. I
fucking
swear.
liar.
The notes.
I swear.
That's a meme. No, that's a meme Zach found. Look.
no.
Look at this guy.
Why are you playing this right now, dude?
It's
You're
the-
giving this guy all this clout.
Yeah, no.
Hey, he deserves
he's hype.
it.
He's
he
hype.
deserves it.
Where's he from?
Atlanta.
No, he's not.
Did you just say Chilana? Is that Chicago and Atlanta?
We should go to Chicago.
63rd.
We have some pods out there we can do actually.
Let's
In
do it.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Where? With who?
Sultan.
What?
Shout out
He's
Sultan.
Sultan.
Sultan the goat.
No, but
Pod?
Sultan has that one guy.
Bilal?
Where does the Ferrari guy live?
Bilal's over there.
Isn't AJ Ferrari like over
No,
there?
he's here.
Oh,
Bilal,
he's
I
here.
want to
Fuck.
grapple.
We should film with him.
That would be sick.
We actually should.
Yossi would like that too.
He's an interesting guy. Doesn't he like something with his underwear he
Yeah,
does?
like cotton or
he has certain
wears
type of
He
underwear or
wears
something.
underwear that says he performs better.
yeah.
Like it makes his body better. He's a little freak.
Do you guys-
He's just like a health freak.
You guys know how I asked Danny Silva about superstitions?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any that you do?
I
That
used to. When I
Yeah.
sold cars.
I
I
had
had some
one.
in baseball.
He wore the same underwear or something.
No.
I had a weird one
Yeah.
where like before a soccer game I'd splash water on my face a certain way to like I don't know.
Huh.
It's just some weird shit, you know? Do you have anything before like a baseball game? Like maybe you tuck
like
your balls in your
before.
ass?
What? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's wild.
All right, I'm not going to talk.
Shut up, Elliot.
That's crazy.
Yo, that's insane.
I know your coach told you to do that.
What do you want me
Batter
to say?
up.
What?
Yo, do you miss baseball?
Yeah, kind of.
What do you?
Really.
What's like the most thing you miss about
The
it?
locker room, huh?
Bro, you were
Yo,
he was a football kicker.
Yeah. What do you miss
Yeah,
about
I
the
got
locker
the
room?
most cheerleaders.
Kyler, what do you miss about the locker room?
Kyler was a senior football kicker, and they put him in the freshman locker room. Let's just talk
I
about
had
that
to earn
for
my
a second.
right. I had to earn my right.
No, they threw him
No,
in there.
you were a senior though.
Yeah, you were
I,
earned
don't, I didn't play my whole life.
I had to earn my right.
I didn't play my whole
They
life.
made
What am I going to
Kyler
expect to get
change the
put as a
fucking water containers. Kyler was water boy /
dude.
kicker.
I had to earn my spot.
Kyler used to have
I
to
don't
wipe
care.
the O linemen's asses
It's
after
valid.
the game.
That's crazy.
It's true.
Dude, wait. That is for...
Wait, what?
Shout out Joey Hobart.
Yeah, he just got training camp.
There's a lot I
Seahawks
could say
camp.
about football, dude. That was
Okay,
some
well,
weird
we
shit.
don't have time for that.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, we don't want to hear it either.
Yeah, we don't
Well,
want to
You
hear that.
didn't even play a
Let's
real
do some ending
position.
messages for the fans, what they can look forward to. Thanks everybody for watching. We
I
got
thought this was a great show.
yeah, we have crazy year coming ahead of us, more internals. You guys get to know more about us, what we got going on.
If there is not a guest in the week, we're going to do this. So,
Yeah.
and this went a little bit longer than I expected, which is
This
perfect.
might be a bonus episode in a week.
Yeah. You never
Even
know.
if we have a guest, we might sprinkle one of these in.
But keep
extra.
watching. Comment down below what topics, guests, stuff you want us to talk about. It'll come up in these internals. So
Yeah.
Stop
If
what
you
you're
c-
doing and comment.
If you comment down below, you're gonna see some of the stuff you commented in the internals coming up. It'll be fun.
Ask anything.
Yeah, Q&As, stuff like that. We'll shout you out on the episode if you come up with a good question or a topic for us to talk about.
Kyler, you want to finish it off?
Yeah. Close us out.
If someone's watching this right now, like you made it up to this point, comment down below and say, I made it, and we'll have you on the set for the next internal.
I love that.
Oh shit! For
That's
real?
awesome.
Shit. Should I throw that out there?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it. Should I do the boozy fade or no?
No.
Okay, no. We'll save it.
Okay,
We'll save it.
100 likes and I'm shaving my head though. I will actually
Boom.
do that. I will actually do that.
100
The other
likes on
thing
this
with the
video, he'll
person
shave his head.
commenting, that's a debatable one. I'm just hoping it's
No, if you comment
I don't know.
if you
know what I
comment
mean? I don't know. I don't know about that
consistently on our next 5 videos and we see you on the comments, we'll shout you out on an internal.
Yeah.
5 videos in a
Or we'll
row,
have
we see
you
your
on.
comment. Yeah.
Yes.
This
All right,
by the end of
cool.
this year, we'll have the biggest basement talk fan on the set.
Okay.
100%.
But at 100 likes, I will shave
100
my
likes, he'll shave his head and hopefully
right.
his balls.
All right. Cool. All right, guys.
head. No one laugh.
I will see you guys next week.
Subscribe, drink salty water,
Yeah.
and
Peace.
we'll see you.
Later.